Hi, I'm Dan Axtell,
And I'm Malea Heim.
and we're excited to be on this Design for Life journey with you. As we've been kind of unpacking this journey one step at a time, you've gotten to a place where you now have your blueprint, and God has given you an opportunity to put feet on that. And Malea, you were a big part of this whole thing. You helped design the curriculum and so on. But long before that, God used this curriculum to help you actually make a career change. And so we want to just share some of that story with everybody today. But kind of back us up and tell us about when you first did the Design for Life and how God used that to form some new thoughts and ideas for you.
Okay. Yes, about 4 years ago now, I joined a group of women and we did curriculum, the Design for Life curriculum. And in that curriculum, it's the same curriculum you've done. And it gave me time to reflect on where I was in my life at that time and where God would want me to be. And when I was looking at the assessments and bringing all the information together, I saw that God had another place for me, another call for me. And it was time to step out in that and really live it.
Yeah, so at the time, you were a professional hairdresser and have been doing that for how many years did you do that?
At that time, it had been 21 years.
Yeah, a little bit of your life had been invested that direction, right? Which I bring that up because, you know, that's a chunk of your life, your passion, your skill set, your income, and you're doing that, and you take this course, and God starts to, in you, say, you know, I made you to be a life coach, right? So how did you go from like this awareness that I think I'm supposed to be coaching other people to, you know, actually getting all your certification and, you know, just making that transition? That's a huge leap. So just kind of tell us, how did you put feet on that?
Yeah. Well, some of it I kind of didn't have a choice. At that time, at the same time, I was having some problems with my hands, and I had terrible eczema on my fingers, and going to work was very painful. And it didn't matter what I did. I prayed for healing. I had, anointing, and it just would not go away. And I was just like, okay, God, what do you have for me then? Because I have put my whole life into this, and it's too painful. And obviously, it's not something that's going to be healed. And he revealed to me, like, I have this for you now. And I was at the pinnacle of my career. Like, I was doing very, very well. And God said, you need to release this. And then at that same time, we were doing the Design for Life through a league of our own. And I was learning about myself and really identifying my gifts and my strengths. And I noticed what I was doing in my spare time, and that was a lot of mentoring and working with women and having good, deep conversations with women. And he said, this is what you're going to do. And to be honest, that was a really hard transition, but it's been so good, and God has just really covered it.
Yeah, and I know you well, and I know Malea is the type of person that you want sitting in the circle when you're like figuring out you. Like, she has insight, and like a lot of that, you know, going back to our Design for Life, a lot of that's just a natural gift or a spiritual gift that's been given to you that everybody doesn't have. Yeah. And, you know, I'm sure you used it as a hairstylist, you know, at times, but to actually be a life coach for other people, that's a big, you know, you're biting off a lot, right? So how did you actually get qualified and begin to make the transition from doing hair to doing life coaching?
I searched out different schools for life coaching and found one that worked best for me, and just moved forward in that. It was a 6-month program of coaching, and that brings me to where I am now.
And how did other people speak into that? So like you did the practical, you know, go find a school, but I mean, were there other people saying, yeah, I think you'd be really good. Yeah, I think you should do that.
Yeah, thank you. Of course. When we finished our Design for Life curriculum, we, as a group that did it all together, we sat and we presented our goals and our ideas, and each person spoke in affirmation to what I was presenting, and really gave me good insight into, yes, that is the direction that I should go.
Yeah, and so you said, all right, God, so be it. You sensed that that was what he was doing, and you started moving that direction. So you got your certification, you started coaching. What does your coaching business look like now? Are you still doing hairstyling? Where is it at today?
Yeah. So this was all, I had a 5-year plan to go from go from doing hair into full-time coaching. And the pandemic hit. My plan was to quit doing hair August of 2021, but as you all know, salons were shut down often during 2020. So I said, you know what? I hear you, God. It's just time to release it. So I gave my clients a 3-month notice, let them all know that I'm stopping doing hair and transitioning 100% into doing coaching and really surrendering that to God.
Yeah, and as part of this too, again, I know a lot of the story, but you've had an opportunity to come alongside as a life coach to some women that you've had an opportunity to really help them in significant ways. Can you just tell us, obviously we don't want to name names or anything, but like an example of the type of work that you do in helping folks through life coaching?
Oh my goodness. Each person's story is so unique and personal. I usually keep them pretty close
I mean,
to my
I'm
heart.
like, are we
trying to
helping
think of-
people figure out their careers, their
Oh, okay.
relationships,
Yes.
all
Okay.
of the above?
People come to me with a variety of different
Because I think sometimes
needs.
people are like, I don't even know
You
what a
it
life
is.
coach
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
What do you do? Honestly, people come to me because they're looking for clarity in direction is usually what it boils down to. And in working with women, I help them kind of open up what it is that not open up, gosh.
Just kind of reveal
Find
it.
reveal a deeper sense of themselves and who they are. Our world inundates us, telling us who we are and who we should be and where we should go and what we should do. And everybody is telling us things, and we are cluttered. Our minds are cluttered with so much external input coming in. And so in coaching, we have an opportunity to work together and just push all those things out and really seek what God has for the person that I'm working
And
with.
you've even used some of this material that we've been going through in Design for Life in an adapted form to help people on that journey.
Right. Yeah. I was so blessed to be able to do this with you, to put this together for our church. And then God said, you know what? This would be great for working with moms and daughters. So I developed a 4-week coaching program, identity coaching program for moms and their adolescent daughters. And they get to really learn about one another and celebrate each other in this journey. It's pretty cool.
So final thoughts for folks that are listening. They've got their blueprint. It's a list. They've got some ideas. How would you encourage them to take some first steps?
First steps would be letting go of the expectations of others and just allowing yourself to answer the question, if there was nothing in the way, if there was no money issue, no social issue, nothing, what would you do? And what's true to you? And start there. And then build a team around you to help you start next steps. And they can be small steps, because the small steps are what lead to big changes. So
Yeah, good. Thank you so much. Thanks for your input. Thanks for being with us today.